This video continues our set of videos called Making Effective Selections. Here's one that's not used very often, and I'm not entirely sure when this was introduced into Photoshop, but we can make a selection by focus. Now, I doubt this is a selection technique that is likely to be used daily, but with the right image it's another string to our selection bow. So here I have an image that's clearly separated by a focus. The log and the animal appears to be fairly sharp, but of course the background being a long way behind the subject, that should be blurred out of focus. So I'm going to go to the Select menu to select the focus area. Now, right at the top of the focus area we have a View option, and when I click to open these up you're going to see a very familiar set of options. We see exactly the same options in Select and Mask, so whatever we use here is going to be relevant to whatever project we're working on. I could use Layers here if I wanted to. We do have an in-focus range here. I'm not experienced enough to tell you exactly what you need to set, and I doubt there's a right and wrong anyway. So try this to see how it's going to affect your image, and not affecting it very well by moving it that way. If I move it fully left we lose everything, so I just want to make sure I don't lose my main subject. Looking over to the top left we've got the usual tools we may expect to see. We can zoom in and out, of course. We've got the hand tool to move around, but we also have the quick selection tool. So going back down to the bottom right of my image, and I'll make my brush a little bit bigger. There it is, just sitting over the woodwork. I should be able to paint back in this area to tell Photoshop that area should be selected. A little bit missed there, but I can adjust that. But the rest of this looks pretty good. So at this point I could output this, and I've got a choice here too. So we could choose to soften the edge, or we've got an option here to select and mask. So I suppose Photoshop is giving us a direct output via a selection, layer, mask, new layer and the usual options, or we can take a shortcut straight into select and mask. And with a subject like this that has the soft fur on the edge that we may want to refine, then I think the option is likely to be select and mask. Then we would proceed with our work from here. Now that work may be to try to refine the fur on the edge of the animal. I'm going to change the view mode here to overlay and drop that down just a little bit. I'm not going to do all of this, but if we go to the top of the animal, and I'm going to select my refined brush at the top left of the toolbox, because here I just need to tell or help Photoshop to decide which parts are sharp, or which parts need to be selected and which parts don't. And as you can see, it's doing a pretty good job here. Now I'm going to continue and just finish this off just so I can show you this at the end. Now I've done the remainder of the selection very quickly and without a great deal of conviction. I'm not certain that this tool is going to be something we use on a daily basis, but it's nice to know it's there for those times when it just may come in handy. Here I can export or output this to a layer mask, and of course we can move on from there.